Fluent, period. Have you ever looked at native English speakers effortlessly gliding through conversations and thought, how can I ever get there? Maybe you've dreamt of packing your bags, moving to London or New York, and immersing yourself completely. You've probably heard it's the only real way to truly master English. But what if that dream feels impossibly distant right now? What if you can't just uproot your life, book a one-way ticket, and chat with locals every single day? Does that mean your quest for fluency is doomed? What if I told you that you don't need a passport, a plane ticket, or even another person in the room to unlock profound levels of English fluency? What if the keys to mastering this language, to making it truly yours, are already within your reach wherever you are right now? This isn't about expensive courses, endless grammar drills, or forcing awkward conversations. This is about a calculated, powerful, 6-step method designed for the solo learner, for anyone ready to transform their relationship with English from the ground up, all on their own terms. We're about to unveil these 6 steps. They're practical, proven, and, most importantly, entirely doable, even if you're starting from absolute zero, right from the quiet of your own home. Get ready to challenge everything you thought you knew about learning English, because what you're about to discover will change your journey forever. Let's dive deep. Step 1. Forge your vocabulary arsenal, the unseen foundation of fluent communication. Imagine learning English is like building a formidable fortress. What's the first thing you need? Not the intricate archways or the decorative battlements, but the bedrock, the foundational stones. In English, those fundamental stones, those indestructible bricks, are nouns. They're the names of everything around you, the tangible and the intangible. And without a robust collection of them, your fortress will crumble before it even reaches the sky. Why start with nouns? Because even if your grammar is a tangled mess, even if your verbs are all wrong, even if you can't string together a perfect sentence, a well-placed noun can cut through the noise. Think about it. You're in a bustling cafe in a foreign country. You don't need to articulate, "Could I please be provided with a steaming hot beverage, specifically coffee?" No, a simple, confident coffee, delivered with a gesture, communicates your entire desire. Nouns are your linguistic survival kit. They are the immediate bridges to understanding, the first and most crucial words you'll deploy to navigate the world around you. For beginners, this focus isn't just practical, it's a massive psychological win. Instead of being overwhelmed by the labyrinthine rules of grammar, you get to start by naming the world. It demystifies the language, making it feel less like an academic puzzle and more like an intuitive game. You start seeing English everywhere without even realizing it. So, how do you actively build this arsenal? Technique 1. Label your world, your home, your living dictionary. This isn't just about putting words on things. It's about rewiring your brain. Grab a stack of sticky notes. Walk around your home, your office, any space you inhabit regularly. As you encounter an object, your door, your lamp, your remote, your pillow, write its English name on a sticky note and affix it directly to the item. This transforms your environment into an immersive, ever-present language classroom. But don't stop there. Every single time you see that label, say the word out loud. Don't just glance at it. Articulate it. Door, lamp, remote. This engages multiple senses. You see the word, you see the object, and you hear yourself pronounce the word. This multi-sensory input creates stronger memory pathways. It's like creating a mental hyperlink between the object, its written form, and its spoken sound. Here's the challenge, the gamified element. The sticky note stays until you can recall the word instantly, without a flicker of hesitation, the moment your eyes land on the object. Once it's cemented in your mind, peel it off. This creates a satisfying sense of accomplishment, a tangible representation of your growing vocabulary. Imagine the confidence surge as your room, once filled with mystery, slowly becomes a testament to your linguistic mastery. Each removed sticky note is a small victory, a brick laid firmly in your fortress. Technique 2. Categorize your conquests, organizing your mental library. Our brains love order. Random words floating around are harder to retrieve than words neatly filed away. So, after you've started labeling, begin to categorize. Create mental or physical groups. Household items, foods, places, actions. Even though we're focused on nouns, you can start mentally slotting related verbs here too. Feelings, nature, technology. This isn't just about neatness. It's about building semantic networks. When you think of apple, your brain can easily jump to fruit, food, red, tree. This interconnectedness is crucial for quick recall in real-time conversations. It's like creating an intricate web where one word can effortlessly pull another into your consciousness. When you categorize, you're not just learning isolated words. You're understanding their relationships, their context, their place in the linguistic tapestry. This greatly aids quicker recall and helps you build more complex thoughts later. Technique 3. Flashcards, your portable power UPS. From humble index cards to sophisticated digital apps, flashcards remain an unrivaled tool for vocabulary acquisition. The power lies in active recall and spaced repetition, forcing your brain to retrieve information rather than just passively recognizing it. Physical flashcards. Write the English word on one side, and on the other, include a simple definition, a small drawing, or a picture cut from a magazine. The act of creating them by hand further embeds the words in your memory. The visual element. A picture linked directly to a word creates a potent, memorable connection, making the word feel more real, more tangible, more immediate. Digital flashcards. Apps like Anki, Quizlet, or Memrise leverage algorithms to show you words at optimal intervals, ensuring you review them just before you're about to forget, maximizing retention. Many allow you to add images, audio pronunciation, and even example sentences. You can quiz yourself anywhere, anytime, on your commute, during a coffee break, or while waiting in line. Track your progress, challenge yourself, and watch your vocabulary count soar. The key across all these methods? Keep it playful, keep it engaging. Learning vocabulary doesn't have to be a monotonous chore. The more creative, multi-sensory, and game-like you make it, the more enjoyable and effective it becomes. And just imagine the rush of confidence when you look around your world and realize you can name almost everything in English. That's not just progress. That's mastery beginning to take root. And once you've established this robust foundation of nouns, every subsequent step, verbs, adjectives, full sentences, nuanced expressions, will naturally begin to fall into place, building upon a strong, stable base. Step 2. Decode the narrative, active reading, and creative summarization. Have you ever found yourself reading English, moving your eyes across the page, only to realize you have no idea what you just read? Or perhaps you understood the individual words, but the meaning, the essence of the text, eluded you? Passive reading is a silent killer of language progress. It's like watching a movie with the sound off. You see the images, but you miss the story. This second step isn't just about reading. It's about engaging with the text, making the information your own, and turning consumption into creation. When you actively read in English, you're not merely deciphering words. You're absorbing context, internalizing natural sentence structures, picking up on idiomatic expressions, and subtly, almost subliminally, learning grammar without even realizing you're having a grammar lesson. It's a holistic immersion, a deep dive into the language's natural flow. Technique 1. Read aloud, the hidden power of your own voice. This might feel strange at first, even a little awkward, speaking to an empty room. But this is one of the most transformative practices for a solo learner. When you read aloud, you practice pronunciation. You're forced to articulate each sound, each word, engaging the muscles in your mouth and throat. This builds muscle memory for English sounds, which are often vastly different from your native tongue. You master intonation and rhythm. English isn't a monotone language. It has its own music, its own rising and falling patterns, its own stresses. Reading aloud forces you to mimic these natural rhythms, helping you sound more natural and less robotic when you eventually speak. You engage auditory learning. Hearing your own voice reinforce what you've just read creates a powerful feedback loop. It's like your brain is getting double the input, visual and auditory, cementing the information more deeply. You build confidence in a safe space. This is a zero judgment zone. You can stumble, correct yourself, repeat, and experiment without fear of embarrassment. This consistent, low-stakes practice makes the eventual leap to real-life conversation much less daunting. If you can confidently read a complex paragraph out loud to yourself, you've already taken a monumental step towards speaking it to others. Technique 2. Creative summarization, from consumer to creator. After you've read a text, don't just close the book or click away. Your brain needs to process and produce. Summarizing is the ultimate test of comprehension and a potent exercise in expression. Retell the story. Imagine you're explaining it to a friend. What were the main points? The key characters? The central conflict? This forces you to distill information, identify core ideas, and articulate them in your own words. Get creative. Don't just stick to the facts. What if the story had an alternate ending? Write a short, 2-paragraph summary of that new ending. Or write a brief review of the article or book, expressing your opinion and justifying it. This pushes you beyond simple recall into critical thinking and personal expression, skills absolutely vital for genuine conversation. Summarize out loud. Just as with reading, practicing summarization verbally engages your speaking muscles and auditory feedback loop. Try recording yourself, summarizing a podcast episode or a news article into a 1-minute voice note. Listen back. What sounds good? What could be clearer? This multimodal approach significantly accelerates skill development. Technique 3. The Explain Like I'm 5 challenge. Simplicity as the ultimate sophistication. This is a game changer. Take a complex topic you've just read about, perhaps an article on quantum physics or a historical event, and challenge yourself to explain it in the simplest possible English, as if you were talking to a 5-year-old. Why is this so powerful? It forces clarity. You can't hide behind jargon or complicated sentence structures. You must find straightforward, common words and direct phrasing. This is precisely the kind of language you need for everyday communication. It reveals true understanding. If you can break down a complex idea into its most basic components, it demonstrates a profound grasp of the subject. If you can't, it highlights gaps in your comprehension, signaling areas you need to revisit. It builds fluency in essential vocabulary. This technique naturally nudges you towards the most frequently used words and sentence patterns in English, making your eventual speech sound more natural and effortless. You learn to communicate effectively, not just impress with big words. To ensure consistent progress, choose reading material that genuinely interests you. Whether it's blogs about your hobbies, short stories, news articles, or even just the subtitles of your favorite English language shows, interest fuels engagement. The more you enjoy what you're reading, the more likely you are to stick with it, to delve deeper, and to transform the act of reading into a dynamic springboard for your speaking and comprehension skills. This isn't just about reading words. It's about actively absorbing the very essence of the English language. Step 3. Internalize the language. Transform English into your inner voice. Close your eyes for a moment. What language do your thoughts whisper in? When you plan your day, make a mental shopping list, or simply ponder the meaning of life? In what linguistic framework do these internal monologues unfold? For most English learners, it's their native tongue, followed by a laborious, often clunky, mental translation process when they need to speak English. This translation step is the invisible chain that binds you, slowing you down, creating awkward pauses, and sometimes even distorting your intended meaning. It's like adding an extra, unnecessary layer of processing to every thought. But what if you could bypass that? What if English became the very fabric of your inner world? This isn't just about speaking faster. It's about thinking faster, more intuitively, and more authentically in English. It's about switching your brain into English mode and leaving it there all day long. This transformation is the quiet revolution of true fluency. Technique 1. Narrate your life, the ongoing mental commentary. Start simple. As you go about your day, create a running commentary in your head, or even softly out loud if you're alone. Begin with basic actions. I'm making coffee. I'm checking my phone. I'm opening the door. Focus on the present continuous tense, describing what's happening right now. Gradually add detail and emotion. Instead of just, I'm drinking coffee, expand to, I'm brewing a fresh cup of coffee because I need an energy boost to start my day. It smells wonderful. Or, I'm feeling a little tired this morning, but I have a lot to do today. This expands your vocabulary organically and integrates emotions into your English thought patterns. Plan your day. Think about your to-do list in English. First, I need to send that email. Then, I'll go for a walk. Later, I plan to read a chapter of my English book. This constant, gentle narration trains your brain to process information directly in English, circumventing the need for translation. It turns every mundane moment into an invaluable practice opportunity. Technique 2. Describe your environment, unleashing your inner narrator. Pick a random object around you, a lamp, a book, a plant, your desk. Now, in English, describe it. Not just its name, but its attributes. Appearance. This lamp has a soft, warm glow. It's made of metal and wood. The lampshade is a muted beige. Purpose. I use it when I read at night because it provides just enough light without being too harsh. Feelings it evokes. It makes the room feel cozy and inviting. Expand this to describing rooms, views from your window, or even people you see, in your head, of course. You could imagine giving a virtual tour of your home or workplace entirely in English. This exercise forces you to access and deploy descriptive vocabulary on the fly, building both your lexicon and your ability to construct spontaneous sentences. It's like creating your own personal, immersive English-speaking reality. Technique 3. Cultivate English monologues. Your thoughts, your practice ground. This is the advanced stage of internalizing English. When you're simply thinking, pondering, reflecting, or problem-solving, consciously switch your internal monologue to English. Don't censor yourself. It doesn't need to be perfect. The grammar might be wonky. The vocabulary might be limited. That's perfectly fine. The goal is flow, not flawlessness. The more you do it, the smoother and more sophisticated it will become. Embrace the awkwardness. At first, it might feel incredibly forced or unnatural. Your brain is used to a different operating system. Persist. With consistent practice, you'll gradually find that English thoughts begin to emerge spontaneously, without conscious effort. This is the moment when you know you're truly rewiring your linguistic pathways. No time constraints, no judgment. The beauty of this technique is that you can do it anywhere, anytime. Waiting for a bus, brushing your teeth, lying in bed before sleep. These are all prime opportunities to immerse your mind in English. No extra time needed, no resources required. The more you practice transforming English into your inner voice, the more natural and automatic it becomes. One day, you'll catch yourself thinking in English without even trying, planning your schedule, or analyzing a situation, and you'll realize you've hit a profound milestone. This is when your responses and actual conversations will become quicker, more natural, and far more fluid. Your thoughts will flow directly from concept to English, bypassing the cumbersome translation step entirely. So, if you're listening right now, take a breath. What's the first English thought that pops into your mind? Keep that thought going and let it accompany you throughout your day. You'll be astonished by its power. Step 4. Sculpt your sound. Mastering natural pronunciation. Your words are like arrows. If they don't hit the target, if they're muffled, misfired, or misunderstood, then what's the point? Mastering natural pronunciation isn't about eradicating your accent entirely. It's about clarity, confidence, and ensuring your message lands exactly where you intend it to. When your pronunciation is clear and confident, you speak with authority, and people don't just hear your words, they understand them. This dramatically enhances your ability to connect, communicate, and feel truly heard. Clarity is the ultimate goal. It's not about sounding perfect in an abstract sense. It's about being understood without effort, without having to repeat yourself, and without inadvertently causing confusion. It's about empowering your voice. Technique 1. Harness voice input tools, your non-judgmental pronunciation coach. Forget expensive apps or human tutors for a moment. You have powerful tools at your fingertips. Features like Google Docs voice typing or the speech-to-text functions on your smartphone are incredibly useful and often overlooked. The diagnostic test: speak into these tools. Read a sentence or two aloud. If the tool transcribes your words accurately, fantastic. Your pronunciation is on point for those words. If it misinterprets your speech, if it writes something entirely different, that's a crucial clue. It means there's a specific sound, a word stress, or an intonation pattern that needs your attention. The tool isn't judging you. It's providing objective feedback. The repetition cycle: once you identify a mistranscribed word or phrase, practice saying it again. Focus on the individual sounds, the stress, the rhythm. Repeat it until the voice input tool consistently gets it right. This instant, unambiguous feedback loop makes practice highly effective and targeted. It's like having a dedicated, tireless pronunciation assistant that works for free. Technique 2. Shadowing, echoing native fluency. Shadowing is one of the most powerful and transformative techniques for improving natural speech rhythm, intonation, and pronunciation. It's like becoming a linguistic mimic, absorbing the very musicality of English. The process: find short audio clips or dialogues from native speakers, podcasts, movie scenes, YouTube videos, audiobooks. Listen to a sentence or a short phrase, then immediately repeat what you hear. Try to match the speaker's tone, speed, intonation, and even their emotional delivery. You're not just repeating words, you're mirroring the entire acoustic profile of their speech. Why it works: it forces you to engage with the natural flow and rhythm of spoken English. You learn where native speakers pause, where they emphasize words, how they link sounds together, elision, and how their voice rises and falls. This is what makes speech sound natural and fluid, not stilted or choppy. Gradual mastery: start slow. Choose short, clear sentences. Pause the audio after each phrase if you need to. Once you feel comfortable, try to speak simultaneously with the speaker, like an echo, just a fraction of a second behind them. As you gain confidence, you can speed up and tackle longer passages. The more you practice shadowing, the more those subtle nuances of native pronunciation will become second nature to your own speech. Technique 3. Record and reflect. Your own linguistic mirror. We often don't hear ourselves as others do. Recording your own voice is like holding a mirror up to your pronunciation. The recording session: read a passage aloud from a book, an article, or even one of your own summaries. Use your smartphone's voice recorder. The critical listen: play it back. Listen carefully, not just for the words, but for the sound. Do you hear any sounds that seem off? Is your intonation flat? Or does it rise and fall naturally? Are you stressing the correct syllables within words? Are you linking words together smoothly? Or are there awkward breaks? Targeted improvement: when you identify something that doesn't sound quite right, isolate it. Focus on that specific sound, e.g., the T sound, the R sound, that specific word stress, or that particular intonation pattern. Look up how native speakers pronounce it. Practice that specific element consciously the next time you speak. Remember, pronunciation is a journey, not a destination. Don't be too hard on yourself. It takes time, consistency, and a willingness to experiment. Just like building a muscle, your mouth and tongue muscles need consistent exercise to adapt to new sounds and patterns. Embrace the process, practice regularly, and you'll find your words hitting their target with increasing precision and confidence. Step 5. Chart your course, setting clear, achievable goals. Imagine embarking on an epic voyage without a destination, a map, or even a compass. You might drift, you might explore, but you'd never truly arrive anywhere. Learning English can feel exactly like that: a vast ocean of vocabulary and grammar, easy to get lost in, easy to feel like you're making no real progress. This is where the magic of goal setting comes in. Without clear, defined goals, your efforts can feel aimless, leading to frustration and, eventually, burnout. But with precise targets, you gain direction, purpose, and a powerful engine of motivation. This step is about transforming vague aspirations into concrete, actionable plans. It's about creating your linguistic roadmap. Technique 1. Define your why, the North Star of your journey. Before you set any goal, dig deep and ask yourself, why am I learning English? Is it for a career opportunity that demands international communication? To confidently travel the world and connect with diverse cultures? To consume content, books, movies, news directly without translation? Or is it purely for personal growth, the satisfaction of mastering a new skill, expanding your mind? Knowing your why is paramount. It's your inner fuel, your guiding star. On days when motivation wanes, when progress feels slow, when you just want to give up, remembering your deep-seated reason will pull you back. I want to improve my English is too abstract. I want to get this promotion that requires fluent English so I can provide a better life for my family is a powerful, emotional driver that will keep you pushing forward. Write your why down. Put it somewhere you'll see it every day. Let it be your unwavering beacon. Technique 2. Embrace SMART goals. Specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, time-bound. This isn't just business jargon. It's a blueprint for effective goal setting in any domain, especially language learning. Specific, instead of I want to improve my vocabulary, try I want to learn 10 new business idioms. Instead of I want to speak better, try I want to hold a 5-minute conversation about my hobbies. Measurable, how will you know when you've succeeded? I will learn 10 new words and be able to use them in a sentence. I will watch a 30-minute English documentary without subtitles and understand the main ideas. I will write 3 paragraphs about my day without using a translator. Achievable. Set goals that stretch you but aren't impossible. Learning 100 new words a day for a beginner might be unrealistic and lead to discouragement. 5 to 10 new words is much more sustainable. Relevant. Ensure your goals align with your why. If your goal is to travel, focus on conversational English, airport phrases, and ordering food rather than obscure academic vocabulary. Time-bound. Give yourself a deadline. I will learn these 10 idioms by Friday. I will watch that documentary by the end of the week. I will have that 5-minute conversation by the end of the month. Deadlines create urgency and focus. Once you hit these specific, measurable targets, the feeling of accomplishment is profoundly motivating. It's far more satisfying than just vaguely hoping you'll get better. Technique 3. Maintain a progress journal, your personal chronicle of achievement. This is your tangible evidence of progress. Get a dedicated notebook or use a digital document. Record new vocabulary and phrases. Don't just list them. Write example sentences showing how you'd use them. Document your achievements. Today, I understood 80% of that podcast. I successfully used 3 new adjectives in my internal monologue. I completed my labeling challenge for the kitchen. Note challenges and insights. What did you struggle with? What did you learn about your learning process? Reflect on your emotions. How did you feel when you hit a goal? How did you feel when you struggled? This helps you understand your own learning psychology. Looking back at your journal, especially on tough days, will provide irrefutable proof of how far you've come, fueling your motivation to continue. Technique 4. Celebrate small victories. The power of positive reinforcement. Every single goal achieved, no matter how small, deserves recognition. Finished labeling your living room? Treat yourself to your favorite snack. Understood a challenging article? Watch an episode of your favorite show? In English, of course. These small rewards create positive associations with learning and reinforce the neural pathways linked to effort and achievement. They act as psychological boosts, creating a powerful feedback loop that tells your brain, this effort leads to something good. It's like building momentum. Each small win pushes you forward, inspiring you to set and conquer the next goal. Your journey to fluency is a marathon, not a sprint, and these celebrations are your crucial milestones, reminding you of your strength and progress along the way. Step 6. Ignite the spark. Engaging in simulated real conversations. This is it, the ultimate frontier. You've built your vocabulary, honed your reading comprehension, internalized the language, and refined your pronunciation. Now, the final, most exhilarating step, conversation. But what if you're a solo learner? What if you don't have a native speaker on speed dial or access to conversation groups? Does the journey end here, just before the finish line? Absolutely not. This step is about creating your own high-fidelity training ground. It's about practicing for the main event, so that when real conversations do arise, you're not just ready. You're primed, confident, and eager to engage. You can simulate conversations so effectively that your brain builds the same pathways, develops the same spontaneity, and overcomes the same anxieties as if you were talking to a live person. Technique 1. Dialogue with technology. Your always available conversation partner. The future is here, and it's conversational. Your smartphone or computer holds powerful, non-judgmental conversation partners. Voice assistants, Siri, Google Assistant, Alexa, these aren't just for setting timers. Ask them complex questions, share your opinions, describe your day, or even tell them a story. They might not always respond with deep empathy, but they will process your English, and you'll get used to articulating thoughts and receiving verbal responses. Ask for definitions, pronunciation, or even a summary of a news topic, forcing you to listen and comprehend. Chat AI, ChatGPT, Bard, etc. This is where the real power lies. You can tell AI, act as an English teacher and ask me questions about my day, or let's role play. You are a barista, and I am ordering coffee. You can ask for corrections, alternative phrasing, or even discuss complex topics. The AI will engage, respond, and challenge you, simulating a truly dynamic conversation. It's a powerful, private, and endlessly patient practice partner that allows you to experiment, make mistakes, and learn in a low-pressure environment. Technique 2. Immersive situation simulation. Rehearsing for reality. Imagine your life as a stage, and you're practicing your lines for every possible scenario. Role-play everyday scenarios. Picture yourself in a cafe, ordering a complicated drink. What would you say? What questions might the barista ask? Respond out loud. Imagine you're at the airport, asking for directions to your gate, or answering a business call and having to explain a project. Mentally and vocally enact these entire dialogues. The more vivid you make these scenarios, the more realistic the practice becomes. Describe your actions as you do them. Connects back to narrate your life, step 3. But this time, it's about anticipating and reacting within a hypothetical scenario. Okay, I'm going to walk to the grocery store now. I need to remember to buy milk, eggs, and some fresh vegetables. What if the cashier asks me about my day? How would I respond? This method trains your brain for spontaneous language generation under pressure, making real-life interactions feel less like an ambush and more like a familiar dance. Technique 3. The what-if game, stretching your spontaneity. This is where you push the boundaries of your imagination and your linguistic agility. Ask yourself open-ended, slightly absurd, what-if questions and answer them in English. What if I woke up tomorrow with the ability to fly? What would be the first thing I would do? What if I found $1 million on the street? How will my life change? What if I had to explain my favorite hobby to an alien? How would I simplify it? These questions force you to think on your feet, access diverse vocabulary, and construct creative, coherent responses without relying on memorized phrases. It's a fantastic way to stretch your imagination and practice speaking spontaneously, preparing you for unexpected twists in real conversations. Technique 4. Invented dialogues, playing both sides of the conversation. This is a pro-level solo technique. Pretend you're talking to a friend, a colleague, or even a fictional character. Play both sides of the conversation. Generate the question/statement. Hey, how was your weekend? Provide your response. Oh, it was pretty relaxing. I just stayed home and caught up on some reading. What about you? Generate their imaginary response. Mine was busy. I went hiking on Saturday and then visited my family on Sunday. Respond to their imaginary response. Wow, sounds like you had a full weekend. Where did you go hiking? This sophisticated practice trains you not only to produce English, but also to anticipate responses, to formulate follow-up questions, and to maintain the natural back-and-forth rhythm of genuine dialogue. It significantly boosts your thinking in English capabilities and your ability to navigate complex conversational threads. The more you speak, even if it's with yourself, with AI, or with your imagined scenarios, the more comfortable and confident you will feel. Your brain adapts, your tongue loosens, and the words begin to flow more freely. Don't be shy, and don't be afraid of making mistakes in this private practice space. The goal is to live English, not just study it. Embrace these simulated conversations, and you'll find yourself ready, eager, and capable when the real ones finally arrive. You've now been armed with 6 powerful, transformative steps to conquer English fluency, all on your own terms, from wherever you are. We've unmasked the secrets to building a robust vocabulary, unlocking deeper comprehension through active reading, making English your inner voice, perfecting your pronunciation, setting an unstoppable course with clear goals, and even mastering conversation before you ever speak to a real person. This journey demands consistency, not perfection. Take it step by step, celebrate every win, and trust in the power of these proven methods. You have the potential to become truly fluent, to communicate with clarity, and to experience the world through a new linguistic lens. If you found these insights revolutionary, if you're ready to dive even deeper and accelerate your journey, we've crafted powerful resources specifically designed for the ambitious solo learner. First, we have our acclaimed ebook, 6 Skills to Handle Any English Conversation. This isn't just theory. It's a meticulously designed, situation-based guide that equips you with the essential phrases, structures, and confidence to master crucial daily interactions. Whether you need to gracefully make a request, confidently resolve a conflict, share compelling stories, or tackle unexpected challenges, this guide provides the tactical linguistic tools you need for effortless communication. It's your tactical handbook for navigating the social landscape of English. And to truly immerse you in the heartbeat of daily English, we offer 400 must-know questions and answers for daily conversations. Forget generic phrasebooks. This ebook features 400 carefully curated questions covering every facet of life, from your morning routine and personal hobbies to deeper discussions on social issues and future aspirations. Each question comes paired with a natural, native-like answer, complete with key phrases, idiomatic expressions, and clear explanations to ensure you not only understand, but can confidently use them in real-world scenarios. It's like having an English conversation partner on demand, guiding you through hundreds of authentic exchanges. These aren't just books. They are blueprints for conversational mastery. They are your next critical steps in transforming your passive knowledge into active, confident communication. If you're serious about taking your English to the next level, about truly living the language, then these resources are indispensable. You can find the links to both of these powerful ebooks in the description below. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive into self-mastery. We are committed to empowering your journey to complete English fluency. Embrace these steps, leverage these tools, and remember, with dedication, consistent practice, and the right approach, you will become fluent, period. Until next time, keep exploring, keep practicing, and keep pushing your linguistic boundaries.